Well, Prince Andrew may be the thorn in the side of the royal family, but across the Atlantic, the Duchess of Sussex is having to deal with difficult family members of her own. Meghan's older half-brother, Thomas Markle Jr., has entered the Big Brother house in Australia, aiming to cash in on Meghan's prestige. Well, sadly for her, he's not the first Markle to cause her some problems.
Meeting the in-laws is a key milestone in any relationship. For Harry and Meghan, the announcement of their courtship back in 2016 thrust her parents and half-siblings into the spotlight, and not always positively. Whilst Meghan is incredibly close to her mother, Doria Ragland, her difficult relationship with her father and half-siblings has led to column inches, court cases and entire documentaries. But just who are the rest of the family? Samantha Markle is Meghan's older half-sister. She's called the Duchess everything from narcissistic and selfish to a social climber. When it was first announced that Meghan was dating Harry, Samantha spoke to the press, saying Hollywood has changed her. I think her ambition is to become a princess. Samantha is also prolific on social media, often using it to slam Harry and Meghan. In 2019, she tweeted,
"Harry is a wuss. To allow the Duchess of Nonsense to mistreat everyone who has been close to her, especially her family. Diana would be ashamed."
And earlier this year, Samantha published her book, The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister, Part 1. In their interview with Oprah, Meghan said that she hadn't spoken to her half-sister Samantha in over 19 years, and that she changed her surname back to Markle only when Meghan started seeing Harry. Samantha and Meghan are related via their father Thomas, and in the run-up to the royal wedding, he was spotted staging photos with the paparazzi, and since then there has been very little communication between the pair. In a letter which Thomas Markle gave to the press, Meghan had written to him that he'd broken her heart. In 2019, Markle said he was making a documentary to figure out what went wrong, and in it he said,
"They owe me. The royals owe me. Harry owes me. Meghan owes me. What I've been through, I should be rewarded for."
The likelihood of a reconciliation between them seems slim, as Thomas appears to remain firm in his decision to be public about their rift.
Because I haven't heard from them, I'll do a story for the press. If I don't hear from them in 30 days, then I'll do another story for the press. And I've yet to hear from them.
Well, last up is Thomas Markle's son, Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Markle Jr., who's going into the Big Brother house in Australia. In the trailer for the show, he gave his views on his half-sister.
I'm Meghan Markle's brother. I'm the biggest brother of them all. Well, I told Prince Harry, I think she's going to ruin your life. She's very shallow.
Markle Jr. has used his connection to Meghan for fame before, appearing in a charity boxing match under the name The Duke and in a beer advert alongside a lookalike of Meghan as he attempted to steal the Queen's crown from Buckingham Palace. Well, they say that blood is thicker than water, but with relatives like this, is it any wonder that Meghan is sticking with the family she's chosen for herself?
Well, with a family like that, who needs enemies? Charlotte, Thomas Markle Jr. has called his sister shallow, revealed that he told Harry she would ruin his life. I mean, this is surely an embarrassment that she just did not need.
I know. I mean, the last thing she wants to be associated with is Big Brother, the sort of very bottom of the celebrity rung is Big Brother. And she recently didn't get invited to Obama's birthday, reportedly, and then she wants to be in the stratosphere of the Obamas. And pesky brothers are sort of tainting her with this murky Z-lister brush. She must be hating it.
Sarah, it is a bit murky. Do you have any sympathy for Meghan over this?
No. I think she's about to find out what it feels like to have someone cash in on your family, which is what the Queen has been dealing with for the last 18 months. She and Harry have been cashing in on their royal family by selling all sorts of, Netflix deals and giving interviews to people and saying dreadful things. So, it's a taste of her own medicine, I reckon.
Well, Charlotte, they publicly ignored her father, Thomas Markle Sr.'s series of interviews. We know he's spoken to the press a lot. Do you think they'll do the same here, just completely ignore?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is so beneath her notice in her world, I imagine. And if she gives it even an inch, then she'll be feeding the fire and associating herself with Big Brother. If I was advising her, I'd do many things differently. But I would definitely advise her just not to engage with this in any way. And she'd probably say that she barely knows her brother. She often says that about her half-siblings. She just says, I just don't really know these people.
Sarah, the best move, just to ignore?
Just ignore it. And also, the idea that brothers and sisters don't always get on, do they?
No.
And especially not when they're half brothers and sisters. I don't think she has much relations with that side of the family, and they have been consistently anti her. So I don't think it'll do her any damage at all. I mean, I think it's sort of baked in, to use that awful expression, that all of her half siblings are horrible about her and don't like her. So
she might even get some sympathy.
Yeah,
not from you, but...
not from me, but yeah, no, people might feel sorry for her.
Yes,
for,
and
for
she
that
has said she
respect.
doesn't really know them that well. They're not
Yeah.
sort of a close family unit.
She should have just invited them all, even the most random members of her family. She should have invited them all to the wedding.
Yes.
Got them in, locked them down.
It's
years ago.
it's the Sleeping Beauty principle. You've got to invite the witch to the wedding.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Keep
Is
the
that the
Close.
general rule? Is that the general rule for all weddings, if you're Meghan or not?
well,
Then they
I
owe
just
you.
think, you know, I think only if you're Meghan. I mean, only if you're famous. But I mean, if you're a normal person, you can invite whoever you like to your wedding. But I think if you're worried about optics further down the line, then you just have to be a bit careful. And I do think that at every stage with with her father's side of the family, she's been, you know, just has hoped that they will just all disappear into a hole. And of course they're not going to disappear into a hole because, you know, there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, they need
well,
the
I mean,
money.
as Harry and Meghan themselves know, there's a lot of money to be made from that association. And, you know, they may not make the millions that Harry and Meghan are making, but they'll make a few bucks, and that will make their lives materially better. So why wouldn't they?
That's all we have for you on our YouTube show. But to see the rest of this episode, including some more fascinating royal revelations, head to www.mailplus.co.uk/royals or click the link on screen now.